Here's 3 things to know about my YA contemporary novel and my reasons behind the decision making. There's not a lot of romance. I didn't include a lot of romance in this book because my MC is having to run away from her household for her own safety, her dad's being removed from the home, and her family are having to get help from a real-life organization called Safe Families for Children so that they have time to heal, and all the while she's dealing with a disembodied voice in her head that doesn't have discernible intentions, encouraging her to make questionable decisions. So I didn't think that dating would be the first thing on her mind. Instead, I depict her resistance to the idea of dating and show how that's influenced by the relationship between her mother and her father that she grew up seeing. I do plant some seeds for future romantic development, but I didn't want to make that a priority for this story because it didn't make sense with everything that the MC was going through. My book presents a Christian perspective on love, hope, and forgiveness, but is intended for a mainstream market. I'm Christian, but I feel led to participate in the larger literary discussion and write books for people inside and outside of the church. In my YA contemporary novel, I chose to represent my own beliefs in a way that allows for multiple perspectives on the topics being discussed and gives the reader room to process on their own. In short, I'm not trying to preach, I just wrote a story that shows what the love of Christ looks like in practice and how it can have an impact on people's lives. This book is intended for teenagers and deals with difficult things like abuse and trauma. I didn't originally write the story to be YA, but when I finished, I realized there's a lot of value in depicting a 15-year-old going through things that are all too common for people of that age group, and then putting the story in a space that's designated for people of that age group. I really want the youth of the world to feel seen and heard, and I want to give them space to discuss and process the joyful and heartbreaking points of life and everything in between, and I'm grateful to play a small part in that with my story. My book is currently in beta reading, and I'm planning on taking it to querying this summer, but in the meantime, hit the follow button to join me on the journey of getting it into your guys' hands.